The Mike and Tony Show is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey guys, this is Mark the Couch Guy. Thanks for listening to The Mike and Tony Show.
Episode 214. We're back at it, Pierce. It's a Friday night this time.
Friday the 13th.
Oh, yeah. Haven't we had a couple of spooky things happen?
Yeah, we've had audio cut out. We were talking about Lisa Lamb and the Black Dahlia Hotel at that time and all that stuff. And yeah.
Well, that was a bold choice on Friday the 13th to go there. And then we had like all these weird audio issues and whatnot. So.
Yeah, no, it's, yeah.
How was your week? How you doing? It was crazy, right?
Drowning in work, but busy is good, right? If I wasn't busy, then I wouldn't have a job. So
True. Very true. I'm over here. I have not been nervous on a podcast in, I don't know, at least 100 episodes. But I am fucking excited today because we have Benny Bloom on the show. Fucking very talented trumpet player, probably first and foremost, but kind of a jack of all trades, if you ask me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How you doing, brother? Thank you for coming.
It's my pleasure. I jumped at the opportunity for a nice Friday night podcast in the holiday season. Nothing else going on. It's like, let me see what I could do. Clear my schedule, jump right over here for Mike and Tony Show. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Good. I'm really excited. As I dove in deep with this guy, I just felt, I told him it was like the rabbit hole just kept going and going and going. I was like, you have done a lot of shit, brother.
Yeah, stay busy.
Gotta
have a job.
Where did it start? Like, when did you start playing music?
Jeepers, I think, the easiest, fucking like a kid in band, like a fucking idiot. Everyone starts in band generally, traditionally. Mm-hmm. Unless you're a guitar player, piano player, string player, you can't do that in school band generally. You have to go to an orchestra or even then. So you start with private lessons and the kids are always pissed. And by the time it's cool to play music, they're like over it. Yeah. Which is classic. So I started in like fifth grade, a little late, the halfway through, and just a normal ass trumpet player. And I started taking lessons, I think like fifth grade, it was fifth, sixth grade. I started taking lessons seventh, eighth grade, and then started to really progress because the other kids weren't taking lessons or as serious.
And so this is outside of school.
Yeah. I went privately. And it just kind of started like that and just kept going. But that's the gist of it. It's like many normal Americans and Europeans and anyone that kind of does that with the schools got the money for it. But it's not like I was from an affluent town or anything. But yeah, just a normal ass fucking trumpet player that was too good to quit.
Bristol, right?
Bristol, Rhode Island. Nice. You son of a bitch. You did it again. He's good, folks.
Yeah, I fucking love the accent. It really
it's really something.
Yeah.
I can be normal, I guess.
Actually, I've said this numerous times before to you. Providence is out there is probably some of the best seafood I've ever had in my life.
Oh, yeah. We're called the Ocean State.
Yeah. And so,
fun fact,
I've had, I forget what the restaurant was called, but had some,
Providence.
I don't know. It was out there when I was out there for a conference, and I had these jalapeno mussels.
Whoa, that's pretty hip.
Conch fritters.
And
then, what I really like out of everything, I love East Coast oysters.
Oh, we got the brininess.
Yes, exactly.
It's that we have clams, which you don't see too much at all. And I fucking hate seafood. My Portuguese fucking mom, she hated seafood and didn't allow my Jew dad to fucking cook fish in the house. So I literally did not grow up with fish until I got married to an Australian broad. I love her. She's my best friend. And we're divorced. And I started having like sushi.
Oh,
but so for now, of course, I like fish and certain things, of course, and traveled and eaten great things. But it's funny, one of the greatest, New England and Maine is really that's the one. That's the state. I don't get too off topic here.
Yeah, there's no rules.
Rhode Island's the focus here, folks.
but no, yeah. So growing up doing music in band. Dollar, did you do music in?
Yeah, that's how I started too. I started at 3rd grade playing the what was that little flute called?
Yeah.
The recorder.
The recorder.
Yeah, I also started on the recorder in 4th grade. Thank you.
Yes, and then I moved to clarinet, and I played clarinet all through high school. Yeah, I finished. Yeah. No, I stopped my senior year. Guy? I was back in the day.
That's beautiful. The sensitive side. I'm not saying it's not a feminine thing or anything. I'm just saying during those formative years to play clarinet, take some fucking balls.
I had no choice. I was forced to be humble. I was a clarinet player. I was a drama guy.
So you were like cool. I was on the math team. You were a nice guy.
He is still a nice guy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it really builds you. It really sets you up. That's nice to know. You're a cool cat. Like,
thank you, brother.
Not so much over here, but
well, that's why, because I also played in the band in my school. I was in DPS here, Denver Public Schools.
Trombone?
No. I played the flute.
For how long? When'd you quit?
3rd grade. And for 3rd grade.
That's not what?
3rd grade in, 3rd grade out.
That's too young to be playing flute, man. You're like 10, 9 years old.
No, that's like 8.
That's 8.
Yeah.
See, no, it's funny how the school districts, I'm sure it's here too, they've all defunded arts to such an extent that people now start like, it was 5th grade for us, 4th, 5th, then it was 6th, then it was 7th,
and now
then
it's
it was
high
8th.
School. Yeah.
You can't start playing at high school. You're already a herb. You can't.
Right.
I'm playing clarinet, and how you doing? I'm 9th grade. Like, I'm smoking weed and going to the fucking racetrack. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. It's true, though. That's how it is now.
And now no one plays music.
He is a middle school teacher, so he knows.
You have the hardest job of anyone in the entire. Doctors ain't got shit on you. Talk about attention span.
Yeah.
Or lack thereof.
100%.
It's the hardest gig in the entire country. I can't believe you do that.
Thanks, brother. Yeah. Wow. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think most people really think
they have no idea how difficult it is.
Yeah.
Like they think
I didn't until I started doing it.
High school is the fun one.
Yeah, that's what everybody says.
But middle school, you get to if you get a couple of those prize students that really care. It makes you feel so good, and you will change them for life. My middle school teacher was my fucking first trumpet teacher, and that motherfucker's greatest dude ever.
Hell yeah!
Start crying over here. Don't get me going.
Yes,
I'll
love that.
Cry right now.
No, I'm gonna cry with you, brother.
See?
That's amazing. That's my favorite thing in the world is when students come back and you see them later in life. You're like, holy shit! And the fact that they remember you.
How long have you been doing that for?
I started late in life, 6 years ago.
Congratulations.
The podcast got him into teaching.
Yeah, it's true. It was a guest that we had on, and I was actually doing music at the time, and was like, I have to change my life. I wanted to do something more meaningful. Music was always a pursuit for me. I've talked about it on the show before. I've always loved music.
Sure, yeah.
The moment I decided to turn it into a business, it fell apart for me. Like I couldn't. It was just the creation of the art. I didn't want any of the discipline of like the fucking.
Yeah, it's common.
Yeah.
That's very common.
But it took me a long time to come to terms with that and like realize what I actually wanted.
Yeah, well, some people never do.
Yes, true.
So, to be honest, you're in a good place.
Amen. Yeah.
Got your back.
Yeah, I love it. I don't know. I have so many questions. So what's the first project that you really remember that stands out to you? And I'll give him a minute. Just because he's opened a bottle of wine. I did not realize how dry my house was.
Dry county. We have a dry county here.
Yeah, apparently. No, it makes me think. I got to keep a little something around. You know what I'm saying?
Me too. I've never done this before. Because I own a wine company and shit. But I do like you just hold it. It comes.
Should it come out? Yeah. Wait, no. Uh-oh.
Or is it coming? Oh no! I just can't get this right.
I can't do that.
No, don't. Yeah, no. He just had his wisdom teeth taken out.
For our audio,
I don't want to be responsible for
listeners. Oh no, I can't. I don't have a fucking cork, a wine bottle opener in the house, so he's got this mechanical thing for the audio listeners.
Now
he's literally pulling it out with his.
I got it.
All right.
Let's keep talking. Don't worry about it. How you doing?
How you doing? I fucking love that.
No, but I know him because. Did you do it?
I cracked a tooth.
No, you didn't.
I think so.
Here, let's pause.
Yep.
And the worst host award in the fucking world goes to good old Tony over here.
No, Tony, you're the best. I'm the jerk. You got that on air. You're like, don't do it. Local dum dum apparently does it. News at 7.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, this is great.
What just happened, and you are a damn trooper. He insists that we go on.
Yeah,
I don't think Mike and I either feel too comfortable about continuing.
Because there's nothing they can do. If I like broke my arm, I'll go to the hospital. Like, you can't do nothing for this. We'll see. Tomorrow, I'll let you know how it goes tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, and in the meantime, we're just we're having some wine.
You guys don't know. Not
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Very good.
Oh, fuck it.
Fuck it.
All right, let's go. Where were we?
Where were we?
Middle school. We're talking about
middle school.
Yeah. So music right now.
If they could see me now.
Yeah. If they see, they know.
They know not what to do.
Yeah, I am going to feel so bad if Benny Bloom came on our show and busted his jaw right here.
Yeah, I would. I'd feel privileged.
Yeah.
It's a crazy thing to do. But
yeah.
all right, let's. What else we got? Who? So
I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah, I'm getting a little sidetracked here. So we were talking about music and stuff. Yeah, it is different now. Like the way kids are coming up with music. I'm thankful. I always have written songs. Like that's what I like to do.
Sure.
And so my kids grew up just hearing music all the time, and so they just play it. It's just sort of like part of life.
yeah, there needs to be more people like that in the world.
I think so.
That actually do that. You know, it's not like the most important thing to be a famous musician or to make a crap ton of money, but it's like how the music was in the old days. It's like everyone had a piano in the house.
Yeah.
Everyone was just centered around music and they sang and they had songs. Now everything is so serious with it. So like, let's just have music in people's lives and then expose them to it.
Yeah.
And that will make people appreciate it more and to go see it and support the arts.
100%.
Not have to be so serious, you know. So
Yeah. And we'll get to fun facts later, but that was a fun fact this week, Pierce.
Yeah.
About music soothing anxiety, right?
Yeah.
that's right. The
scientific-
savage beasts.
Yeah, music is such a good thing, and you spread it so far and wide. So like, my actual favorite thing of like all the cool shit that I found of yours.
Yep.
My favorite thing is Benny and Taylor's Honky Tonk Express. What the fuck? In 2024, so this is new music.
Yeah.
It is classic country to me. It sounds like
Old school outlaw.
absolutely fucking beautiful. What's the weed one called? It's Light It Up. Is that what it's
Oh, that's
called?
Taylor's song. Yeah.
So good. All of them are good.
Thank you.
Yeah. And that resonates with me too, because like I'm not a big poppy country person. I like old country. I like that old, Alan
Agreed.
Jackson. I like that,
Alan.
all that stuff. Like, yeah.
Chasing that neon rainbow.
But yeah, when Tony played that, I was
I
like,
was in shock. I was like, I had to verify like 3 different ways. I was like, is this the same guy? Like,
Yeah, I kind of went a different direction the last couple of years.
dude, I
Since
love
moving
it.
here, you know.
Amazing.
I just bought a bunch of country Christmas records tonight.
yeah.
Yeah, I went to
Hell
Twisted
yeah.
Shout. But
Twisted
I bought
Shout. Oh,
Alan.
yeah,
I
dude.
got Alan's.
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah, Alan.
Drive?
I got Merle Haggard's original one.
Okay. All right.
Got Chet Atkins.
When you were growing up, who were you influenced by? Like, what kind of music were you into?
Wow. You know, my dad was really big into Motown and doo-wop.
Okay.
So that was my original stuff. And then my brother's 4 years older. He's, how old is he? Jeez. Anyway, he's a original hip hop era.
Okay.
So I was listening to Public Enemy and Foosh Nickens and fucking Black Sheep and Farside and then so I got into hip hop through that, and then like reggae through my brother as well. He started really getting into like Bob Marley was really huge for me. My late high school years, and then of course Fish and Pink Floyd and Wu-Tang, BG, everything, But originally I was really into Motown and doo-wop, and then I found jazz when I was like in 9th grade and 8th grade, and really went big on that, which was great. And that changed my whole thing. But then, yeah, so really I'm a jazz expert lover. But Motown and doo-wop, really black music. Black music is my shit. I enjoy black American music is really a beautiful thing.
And you have some of the stuff you have too is almost like that lo-fi stuff, like
Sure.
dipping into that.
Yeah, I added everything to my playlist.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah.
Well, like the EP that you have out.
Oh, the Late Bloomer.
Yeah, the Late Bloomers.
Yeah, my little album.
On that
So
one,
good.
yeah, on that one, I was like the was it Friends and Ragers?
Oh, that's a fun one. Yeah.
That one I like because my favorite part of that song is 36 seconds into it. Just the beginning.
Oh wow.
Is the part where it's like do do do, and he goes.
Exactly.
I was like, oh my god!
My
I was like, that
little
part right there.
opening lick.
Yeah.
Said it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I have so many styles of music that I enjoy and I love and I've been doing over the years. As a trumpet player, a lot of us just start with like jazz or sax. You do jazz and it's great, but it's like so antiquated at this point. And I had a great conversation with a friend, but it's like if you can learn jazz, you can learn anything.
Okay.
So I really think that it's important to do that. It's important to go through that, learn everything to throw it all away. You don't need
That's
it.
so well put.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you learn it all. It's not like you're never going to use it, but that's not what your main job is.
Right.
It's like if you can learn jazz, you can learn any other. You can learn country. You can learn simpler things, simpler for theory wise or simpler technique wise. I'm not saying that blues is not as simple. So that's kind of what I like. I think that jazz is a great thing to do, but horn players do a lot of that. Where guitar players, immediately you can start learning some Dave Matthews, you can learn some Skinner, you can learn all these different styles and have fun at a party. Where trumpet players are just like, you're like fucking play Ring of Fire or something cheesy, you know. So it's a little handcuffy. Restricting.
And I think I've read at one point in time that you were talking like how you landed on trumpet because you were saying that you couldn't do trombone because your arms are too short.
I know where you found that, but that's a good one.
Well, and I love how that was the first thing he asked you, and you have the longest arms I've ever seen. And his first question to you was it trombone when you said you played as well, like in fourth grade or whatever.
Big guy. I thought he might play trombone.
Yeah.
I like ukulele.
In my high school marching band, it's been so many years. Whatever the main guy, our teacher or whatever, he was a trombone player, a fucking hella jazz trombone player, known in Fresno. I grew up in Fresno, California.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I have an appreciation for all those guys. I was never great when I was in school. It was like third. I was like I can't remember any of the lingo. Do you remember all that shit? Like what? There's first chair. That's the word.
Oh yeah.
Second chair, third chair.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I remember. And memorizing all the field stuff. Did you do marching band at all?
I did. I was drum major my senior year.
Really?
Yeah.
A percussionist.
Fucking cool.
Yeah.
No, not percussion. The one that
that's
the one that
leader.
conducts the band.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
all right.
Not drum line, drum corps. Yeah, drum line. Yeah, I don't know, but I was the drum major.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah. I love the way you put that though about it's like to let it all go. You learn it all to let it all go. Because I definitely think there's been so much value, but I couldn't wait to get away from it. Like as soon as I could put the clarinet down and I grabbed a guitar. Actually, I was drums first. Grabbed a drum set, started playing in rock bands and stuff like that. That's when I felt like the most creative.
Sure. It's like, but it's funny. That's like drums are just so much more hipper than everything else. Like you got to taste what it was like to be hip. I'm all like still on trumpet. I'm like, this sucks.
But you're phenomenal. I'm a mediocre drummer.
Yeah,
at
like
best.
I screwed up. I played the wrong gig. That's funny.
Yeah, but you do a lot of different things, and like you said, the styles that you play are all over the place.
Yeah, and I think it takes decades to get there. It's like I've once again started on jazz, but I also loved so many other styles young. So whenever I got a chance to play those, I was kind of excelling. Like I already had an idea how to sound on a reggae song by the time I played it, or how do I play with the band that's playing like psychedelic rock? Well, I listen to a lot of Pink Floyd, a lot of David Gilmour solos. So it's like, just because you play trumpet doesn't mean, I have perfect pitch, which means if I hear a note, I can tell you what it is. I don't need my instrument. It doesn't mean I'm good. It just means I have a quick ear. So I feel like any solo is something to learn. Doesn't matter what it is, if you're whatever instrument it is. It's important for you to be able to play any style. Yeah. And I think that's kind of what that's how you make money in a modern world. You can't just be a jazz trumpet player. There's not enough gigs, so that's why. And then you start playing weddings and you learn, you start playing pop songs, you start playing this and that. And so I just have done a lot of different styles over the years. Since moving to Colorado, I was into country. I played the Ryman Theater and did some other things. Awesome. And then I really got into country. And then when I moved to Colorado and I went to the rodeo. I went to the stock show.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I thought that was
awesome.
the coolest thing of all time. And then I was like, well, and I saw this country band in the Stockyard Saloon. And I didn't think they were that good. I was like, man, these fucking dudes ain't that killer. I could sing and lead this fucking, I could do this. And I literally started a band like 2 weeks later.
Amazing, dude.
And here I am.
Amazing.
When did you start doing like the vocalists and stuff like that?
I started singing when I was a kid, but actually singing.
Yeah.
I did a Sinatra style gig in Rhode Island, where I'm from, in Providence, back in early 2000s, and I was not a good singer, and I was starting to do that very exposed, difficult stuff, and I got better and better at it, and then I stopped because I got some other gigs and life changed, but then I just started singing more and more on when I lived in New Orleans and singing on funk gigs and stuff, and then when I came here, I'm like, well, no one's going to be doing how am I going to find a country? Like, I'm good enough. Like, country, you don't have to be the greatest singer. You just have to have a vibe. So I'd started to do it then, but it's still very much a work in progress. And who knows? With my jaw and dental issues, I might be singing a lot more coming up.
Yeah. Well, it'd be like 50 Cent, right? Yeah. His voice sounds a little different.
Yeah.
No, hopefully. That would be absolutely terrible. Yeah. What was I gonna ask him something. Oh, so you have worked with like a long list of like really impressive artists.
Yeah, I guess over the years, yeah.
Who is there anybody that stands out to you over the years, or any artist that was like fun to work with, or
Shaka Khan is obviously extremely amazing. All my New Orleans musicians I really, really enjoy. I love who else? Wu-Tang was great.
Oh, jeez.
Oh man.
That's fun. Yeah, we're actually doing some dates with GZA coming up in the next a small tour with GZA. I played once with Stevie Wonder. That was fucking crazy. So many great musicians that all stand out, but
what was it like working with Stevie Wonder?
Well, this wasn't like I was on the gig. I know a lot of the guys in his band, and he does this thing how he'll come out at the end of his show the next day. He'll stay and then take over a small club, and then like hire out the band, like pay the band to not play the local band and have his band play. So he'll just like unannounced drop, and then he might or might not show up, but the band will still play, and then he'll just show up. And I was at this gig in New Orleans, and I was at home, and they're like, "Yo, Stevie's band's playing. We're about to hit." And I'm like, I sped down there, and I walked in the club, and this guy was off stage, but he was in the band. He was like, "Benny?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, "From Lettuce?" I'm like, "Yeah." How you fucking know I am?
Whoa.
And he was in Stevie's band. I'm like, "I'm a fan of you." He's like, "I'm a fan of you." I'm like, "Oh, this is great." So I went up and I started sitting in on a couple songs, and all of a sudden Stevie walked in the club. Oh. And they were like, no photos. Everyone, band, break it down. I was about to solo on Shaka Khan's Tell Me Something Good, which is written by Stevie, which I didn't know that. And then I was about to solo, and they're like, "All right, everybody, no phones. Take it easy. Stevie's about to play. Be cool." Stevie's about to sit down. And he sat right in front of me where you're sitting. And there's like, "Mr. Trumpet." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "You about to solo?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Go ahead, take your time." I'm like, "Oh shit." So the first solo that Stevie heard when he walked in, I'm like, what is Stevie gonna want to hear? Fucking from me, like, how do I play over Tell Me Something Good? There's no trumpet solos, like a crazy wah-wah, like talk box guitar solo on that. So I was like, what am I gonna do? And I quoted some of that solo, played the melody, did what I do, and I got him dancing. I did that to Stevie.
Oh yeah.
So it was. I've asked like one of my crowning moments. Like I made Stevie dance.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So there's a lot of
What an experience. Yeah. That's surreal.
Pretty cool.
Just imagining being in that situation. For the level of pressure, dude. Trying to think of what he wants to hear. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, unbelievable.
It was crazy.
Was anybody particularly like that you just felt like you jived with musically right off the bat?
Everybody. I mean,
universal language, huh?
I mean, yeah. I mean, from the famous people, you don't get to like hang and get that close with, you know. But other horn players and other singers and people, no. Like I generally have enough in my bag. I know what to do. I know what they want, or I can get it quick. So I always have a great time playing with people. I'm never like, oh, this isn't working. Like it generally works.
Yeah, hell yeah. And so when did you start creating your own songs, like writing music?
You know, not that long ago. I mean, I did one like 15 years ago. I'm not a big writer. I'm more of a performer. You know, I write, but there are people that really write. And I just don't. I like being in front of a crowd. I like playing. I don't love practicing. I love playing.
Practice,
dude.
Practice.
I really
Practice. We talk about practice. No, I've practiced for years. I've done so much, and I'm not done. But so when that's what I'm saying. Like I'm just, I want to hang out. I want to play. I want to get out in the street. You know. Yeah.
You have a song called Crescent City, yeah?
I do.
I was curious, what is that about? A real city?
Yeah, New Orleans is called the Crescent City.
Oh, yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's I think it's Jesus, I forget why, but maybe it's because of the river, the shape of the river bend. You know, kind of goes like that. I think it might be.
Okay,
you can check that out.
Gotcha. Well, I used to live right next to Crescent City, and it's this tiny little place in Northern California.
Oh wow!
So that's why I was like,
no, it ain't. I'm sorry, no, it wasn't.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Coming on the show, coming on the show, guys. We got to write a song.
Dude, I love that the first song on Late Bloomer is it called Feeling Good, or did I just write that down because that's what it made me feel? I think that's what I wrote down.
Yeah, that's what you wrote down.
It made me feel like I was like strolling along with a fucking joint. Like I just wanted to be on a walk with the sunshine in my face.
all you have to do, I think it's called
The very first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. I wrote it originally for like, if you know the Meters, the famous New Orleans band. I wrote it for like kind of like picturing the bass player's bass line. And then I wrote lyrics. I was trying to write lyrics, trying to have like a David Byrne Talking Heads, like all you have to do. And I couldn't finish the lyrics, so I'm like, I'm just gonna play it on trumpet, and it worked out. That's for sure. It's chill, and then it gets crazy. And it's chill,
No, the EP is nice, and I like.
Thank you.
Dance Walking.
International Dance Sensation.
Dance Walking. He gets on there. He's like, "What's up, everybody?"
It's your boy, Baby Boom. Yeah. Oh man, I had some fun.
Where did you record? Did you record that all in same place, different places, with who?
When I lived in New Orleans, I have this great studio. Friends of mine that own this great studio, and during Jazz Fest. I ended up like recording over a couple days. I'd have like one song, a bunch of musicians come in for that one song, and then they finish, they leave. New musicians come in for the next song, like in blocks, which is kind of crazy. Instead of doing like multiple musicians, multiple songs for one band. Yeah. I kind of was like, because it was Jazz Fest, everyone's very busy. And I didn't really want to pay people a bunch of money because they're my homies. I've worked with them for years. I'm like, my fucking friend. I'm like, do you need the $250? I mean, if you want it, but. So yeah, it was nice to just get that moving. But I did that like 8 years ago, and I just released it on vinyl. Wow. Because it's like I'm not a big writer. I didn't love the music, and I lived in New Orleans a long time, and it's cool to talk about New Orleans and be Mr. New Orleans when you're there, but when you leave, it's like now you're faking it. It's like everyone wants to take the New Orleans vibe and take it around the country and make money off it.
Yeah,
and it's a beautiful thing. Everyone loves New Orleans, but I didn't want to be that dude. So I kind of let it go, and then I'm like, man, I got this music in the can. It's so good. I'm gonna put this out.
So. Hell yeah.
New Orleans is such a fun city, dude.
It's
awesome. I mean, I've been there a couple of times, and like being out there, the music is crazy. It's almost as crazy as like Nashville, like where you go into like every bar, every restaurant, and there's like live music. And same thing with New Orleans. Just everything is like live music, just going in and down Bourbon Street. I remember The first night I got there, the very first time I ever went to New Orleans, went down Bourbon Street. It was a Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm.
It was wild.
Oh gosh, yeah.
It was a Wednesday night wild, and it's like November. Sure. And I was like
Tuesday. We're just random ass day.
It's nuts over there. It is. Bourbon Street's a little crazy. It's like Beale Street of Memphis or something.
Yeah, and then you get the French Quarter down.
There's so much to do in that city, and so much to see on a normal day.
Yeah, and it's all tied together. I feel like it's like a living thing, like a music scene like that. When it's like, and that's probably why it doesn't feel right to go somewhere else and try to take it. You can't. It's burning over here.
Yeah, it's like it's its own thing. It's their thing. You can go experience it, but trying to bring it elsewhere, unless you're from New Orleans and really know that culture. It's like I don't want to be teaching other people what it's like if they've only been there. And it's like I can teach people, and it's cool because I've lived there a long time, and I've been going a long time, and I know all the right dudes. But it's just like they don't. Yeah. It's just like you don't want to be jive about it. So it's easy to be jive nowadays. Faker.
Yeah. Right. Going around just
what's
trying to be something. And we live in this era of TikTok and all this other shit out here.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to be something. You're trying to project some kind of image.
Add some elements, but don't live there.
Yeah.
Don't live in that sound.
Yeah. So I want to confess, as a musician, I've been a musician my whole life. And I have always I took like history of jazz in college, fucking loved it, fell in love with a lot of, so I heard you doing an interview talking about Count Basie. We did some project that was, yeah. And so, but I've always been intimidated by jazz as a musician.
Sure.
Like even somebody who did it my whole life, learned to read music, all that good stuff. Jazz to me kind of freaks me out. I love it as a fan.
Sure.
But it's hard for me to even get my head around it. It feels like I'm a math guy, but it feels like doing like next level fucking shit that, your doctorate in mathematics that I'm not interested in at all.
You're 100%
but I appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think maybe, is that kind of why you said, like, if you can do jazz, you can do anything?
I think the thing with jazz is because the amount of theory and technique needed to just play in a basic level, it's very difficult. And to take all that shit and really say something with it, not even just like I can paint by numbers, but it's like cool. So for a lot of people, it's like, what are you really doing here? Mm-hmm. Then I do agree. I think that is one of the hardest things to do. It's like classical music, like to be able to be on a real top level of classical technique wise is extremely difficult, Mm-hmm. But that's why I love jazz, because like you have to have that technique, but you also have to be able to improvise.
Yeah.
Like real solos for fucking 5 minutes straight, and it's got to be not repeating. You can repeat things, of course, but it's got to be a real musical journey. Jazz is so difficult, to really do something. So if you can do that, then you can totally play on a song with 2 chords.
Sure.
But then you got to find a way to not do all that stuff you do in jazz and distill it down and do something.
Yeah.
That works over the 2 chords and not try to, it's like if you're in an Italian restaurant and doing Italian food, just because you know a lot about Japanese and Mexican doesn't bring you to fucking fusion all day. Try to do the Italian vibe correctly, and with the right intent and clarity, and it will be extremely dope. Like, don't try to overdo it. And so many people do that in every aspect of your life or your job and relationship. Everyone's always trying to overdo shit to have a voice or a sound or my take on this or something. It's like, nah, just do it correctly and with the respect, and I think people will see that.
Tried and true. Be tried and true. And find a way. Yeah.
People love authentic shit. That's again, just the way things are now. You know what I mean? Everything just feels so. It is faked. Everybody wants to just have this appearance out there. Everyone's depressed and fucking falling apart, but they got 1 million followers and life's great, right?
Yeah.
But it's not really true. And I think that's one of the things I always love about jazz too. It's just that freedom, because like you said, the improvisation, like it blows my mind what jazz musicians do, and I just sit back in awe. Like,
it's but then there's also a lot of guys that's all they can do, and they can't connect.
Really?
Oh yeah. So much. I was just talking to. I was at dinner with a friend who was a really great jazz musician, and then quit because it was too much. And that's all you could do is play so much. You have to do so much, and then when it comes to playing like a slow blues, you can't. You chill
do too
out.
much.
You do way too much. You can't sit down and just play something easy.
Yeah,
something softer,
it's like everyone trying to hit home runs all day, but you can't like bunt.
Yeah, I would have never thought thought of that.
It's just saying everything. Everyone's trying to fucking do, trying to do maxes all day. Like fucking, fuck your max. Like, just like focus on the negative reps. Let's focus.
Joint health.
Yeah, focus on the longevity of it. Like, what are we doing here? What's the point?
Yeah.
Like, it's going to come back and bite you in the ass at one point.
Yeah,
That's
I think
really
so.
what it is.
Yeah,
Us eating certain like protein heavy shit all day at all costs.
That's it. That's me.
When it could maybe block up your shit and lead to some other things down the road that you can't see.
Yep, 100%.
Cancer shit, too much of one thing, and not enough of things that roughage and things that move through you.
100%.
I think it's harder for us to fucking, especially for me, but like to lose weight.
Oh yeah,
I think is
brother.
As the way older we get, and the food that's available and this everything, they want us to consume more and get bigger and bigger.
Yep.
But to stay at like a certain size and like be healthier, I think is so much harder. It's easy for me to just go to the weight, go and do some things instead of like those shitty exercises that are just like fucking, it's like fucking tricep extensions over here. It's fucking no one wants to do those.
Yeah,
Doing skull crushes all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. As I get older, that's why I like to. I think you have to enjoy your movement, right? And because in human history, it wasn't just going to the gym, right, and lifting weights and doing specific exercise. It was just part of life. Was movement.
Yeah, it was working. You were working.
Yeah,
you were grinding.
Yeah, I follow this dude Mike Chang on Instagram, and he's just all about like doing like replicating movements. Like when you're punching, you're grabbing something.
Yeah.
Like like doing when you're doing a squat, you're just like getting up and getting down.
Yep.
Like whatever. And I have a lot of health issues, and I'm trying to like get ahead of them as a 43-year-old man. And I'm just trying to find my own way to a balanced thing. And we could speak of that for music, to playing all the styles. I feel like everything informs itself. Playing all the styles, eating a really balanced diet, in the workout, making sure you're doing yoga, trying to swim.
That's a good one.
Not just lifting and getting on a bike, or just like drinking light beer and shots, like drinking a bit, like keeping the same thing you enjoy doing it, but dialing it in.
Yeah. 100%.
Family, health, whatever.
Amen. These are the conversations I'm having with all my friends and coworkers right now.
Yeah.
We're all feeling this.
Yeah.
I now we'll get into it later, but I'm a big soccer fan now, where I'm from Bristol, Rhode Island, because I'm Portuguese. We're major Benfica or Sporting, the famous Premier Liga, the Portuguese league.
Yep.
And I always, I'm half Jewish. My dad's the Jew, my mom's Portuguese. I used to bust like these fucking Portuguese, these fucking immigrant pricks. Well, which not like that. I mean, obviously, like I'm like second generation. Like I just shunned away. I guess it is because everyone was Portuguese, and I was like one of the only Jews. So I'm like, I'm Jewish, and I was. I'm Portuguese Catholic. I had my communion. I look like a Jew. It's great. And then as I got into the real world or out of my hometown, everyone's Jewish, no one's Portuguese. So what do I now? I'm all fucking Portuguese. I'm eating chorizo. I'm fucking. I've been So I really and I guess my point is about the soccer, the fucking football thing is. I shunned sports because I'm short and not athletic and Mr. Music. But now that I want a well-rounded life.
Yeah.
And I do love sports in general, but I find them too masculine and too toxic. Every time you watch a football, the fucking commercials. It's super loud. Fucks your whole vibe up, right?
Dude.
Okay?
So irritating.
Truck commercials, chicken, fried shit, pizza, health insurance. It's all one fucking thing. Take it through a whole day. And now that's our thing. No, that's what we do. We football with the boys.
I love this take on football.
You suck. You literally suck. You're not good at football. You shouldn't be like, you know what I'm saying? Just I understand that we have to make it our whole personality classic, but that's why I love soccer. You're in and out. 2 hours, 2.5 hours. You're back home. Doesn't take over your life. It's not like so masculine that it's like toxic. With there's so much toxic shit out there now, and like it's so worldwide as well. So it
Very
connects
much
you.
so.
Like, you know, I love the Latin American fucking Mexican community here in fucking Colorado. I think it's so beautiful and deep. And people talk about no culture here because they don't get out.
Yeah, they don't come here. Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you go and hang out? Why don't you go down
100%.
Federal? Why don't you go to Aurora? Why don't you,
Yep.
go to Thornton?
That's right. I teach out in Lakewood right there.
Lake
Lake Middle School right there.
Oh, you're there. Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, I love that place.
I just find it just so funny how people don't get that. That's another conversation. But I find that it's just that well-roundedness, you know, that like I went, we played League of Mex. So who the fuck was it? Like Juarez. Every Mexican cat came out of the woodwork. I was the only white guy. I loved it. I'm like, this is what it's all about.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and now when I go play music, I'm in a better place because now I'm a little more normal. I can speak to someone. Maybe because I heard some shit in the stand. I hate those fucking little calls they do in the I kind of want to sit in and smoke everybody, but that's not the point. The point is, you know, like if you see some of those, if I see some cats at with the Rapids jersey, maybe I'll play that little lick in a solo. Just to see if he's listening.
Yeah.
And now he's like, and if I see he likes that, that's now we're homies.
Yes.
You know, like how to connect your normal life to your job. You know, I guess, because, you know, music is still my job. So, getting really off topic here.
No, there's no topic. You can fucking talk about whatever you want.
Doing good with my jaw right now.
But good.
We'll see.
Because I agree about the well-rounded thing, and it took me a lot of years to figure that out. I was always trying to go narrow deep on something, right? Instead of just being like, I just need balance. Like, try to get the most rest I can get. Try to eat nutritious foods. Try to move my body around. For me, playing music for sure, I got to work it in and get some music in. Write a couple songs, like get that shit out. Meditate, all those things. And as a middle school teacher, and then I'm like, I just keep taking on more shit. I don't know why I have this addiction to like just making myself ridiculous.
The modern
busy.
man, the modern person. We all do that.
Yeah.
And I think that is that when he was saying like resonates with me too, because there are so many times in the past where like, you know, macro counting, you know, watching the macronutrients and everything and tracking everything to a T. Like you remember I was tracking everything, what I ate every single day in an app, you know, what I was doing. And so that's not a functional way to live all the time. You know, you gotta splurge and everything. And now that I've been doing that for years, you know, I kind of know just what that is, what this is, what that's going to do, and et cetera. And so now I just, you know, I don't track. I have fun.
Enjoy life.
Yeah, you know the basics are like the 3 meal a day concept. Probably not real for us in the 40s. Probably not a thing you need to do. You can have a protein shake, have a fucking big ass lunch, and have a low carby kind of roughage protein and salad based dinner. You're gonna be in a good place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
we always want to overcomplicate everything because I'm the same way. It's like, what am I doing? I'm going to do keto.
Yeah,
I'm going to do this
he
thing.
Tried
I start
so many
day
diets.
one. I did stay to slim, and I've lost shit tons of weight before, and I gain it back. It's all gained back.
Yeah, it's
and you're like, what am I doing? I know what the thing is. Fucking chill out and have moderation. Like, stop being crazy with stuff. Don't eat late at night. All this crazy shit that you're trying to do, and just like think about what you're putting in and realize that, like, what you tell your kids. That's what your body's made of.
Yeah. I got to know, though, has there been anything that you've ever eaten and it's like before a show and it just like fucked you?
Yeah, I literally.
That's a good question.
Oh yeah. Well, first of all, I was playing Sierra Nevada Brewery in North Carolina, right in Asheville, right before the flood.
Okay.
Yeah. I was eating a piece of fucking steak and my crown comes off.
No.
As a trumpet player.
Yeah.
Before the gig. And I was like, should I put it back on? Should I try this whole fucking thing? That was fun.
Oh, it sounds like it.
It's kind of like this. This is another one. Fucking right before the fucking interview, I hypothetically might have a crack in my jaw. I really think I might have, which is great. You know, it's just, you know, I bet I'm not doing that again. Bet I'm not going to open. Don't open them. Don't eat. Like when you see the guys opening the fucking beers with their teeth.
Oh no.
Yeah, well there you go. I just did it. A guy who just had dental surgery, a famous trumpet player, not anymore. I'm gonna be on the fucking podcast every week with you guys.
Here we go. Here we go.
That's it.
I'm down. Mark the couch guy.
Just
you're out.
lost his job.
You're
Yeah.
out, bud.
That's it. No, because of seafood, like doesn't sit super well with me.
Okay.
One time, here we go. But this is not a seafood story. I was in Bend, Oregon. I think, my drummer got sick the day before in another show, like a stomach bug.
Okay.
And then I woke up the next day, he was all like pukey, and I'm like, because he ate like some fucking leftover shit that was sitting out, like some dumb shit, on the tour bus. It's like 2 fucking p.m. You wake up late, you fucking, no, some of these idiots, they don't have any food stashed or anything, and all of a sudden they're hungry, and you're like, they don't give a shit. What? Like, you better eat.
Yeah.
You're in the random parking lot. There's nothing around you. You got to take a shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hot bag it. No. And he apparently got us sick, like norovirus kind of thing.
Oh, dude, we just talked about that.
There you go.
Episode.
Well, yeah, you ask about it. And I wake up in the day, and it's a beautiful hotel. We had a hotel that day, and it was great. Went to get a coffee. I just kind of felt a little hot. I'm like, I don't know. Get to the gig. Not feeling the best, but it's fine. All of a sudden, right before the gig, I was I'm gonna take a nap. I ate too much food. I threw up, a huge throw up before the gig, and I'm like, what the fuck? Let me lay down. I'll be all right. Got worse and worse. I was like, I almost threw up in my mouth and I did a little bit while playing trumpet.
Oh no,
you played?
Yeah, I had to. You can't not.
Unless
you're really you can't physically move or you crack a jaw. I wouldn't be playing today. But I was so sick, I couldn't believe it. It was the most. Yeah, you've never been like that sick. You're gonna throw up.
Oh, I get it.
And I'm breathing in and blowing out all at the same time, and I'm like, holy shit, it's the craziest thing I've ever done. And yeah, it was horrible. And then the next day I was a little bit better, and then I was cool. Well, that one time I did a bunch of drugs in London. And,
I want to hear this for sure.
No, it's I was I'm going to be a good boy this trip. Goodboybenny.com. Here we go. And fucking my friend shows up I haven't seen in years. I didn't know he did drugs. I'm like, you do? He's like, I got something. I'm like, oh, fuck. All right, let's do it.
It's going to be that kind of night.
Yeah, and we had fun, and then we went to bed, and because then you do the channel, I believe, which takes you to France, and to go to Amsterdam, you got to go under.
Yep.
You can't sleep in the tour bus on a big boat. You have to get off in case they go under.
So you
have to
can't
get
be
off.
trapped.
Yeah, you'll be trapped. So, and the tour manager didn't tell us this, and I went to bed an hour before we got to this place. It's 3 a.m. 4 a.m. He wakes us up, and I'm just like, and then you have to get up. You want to know about rocky seas?
Oh,
okay,
no.
you ain't never seen shit. The worst. And it's 4 in the fucking morning. It's a 2-hour fucking journey, and I'm sleeping on you're in the airplane trying to sleep on those on the airport trying to sleep on the seats, but there's arm bars. Yeah. You can't really get it's just the worst.
Lovely.
And then I get back. I get back to bed. We get over there, and I wake up in Amsterdam at 5 p.m. for sound check. And then they're and I was just trying to play trumpet. It's trying to be a runner after you get fucked up. It's you're going to puke and you're not going to be running well, dude. That's just it. If you're an accountant, you'll be all right. You got a calculator.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
But on trumpet, each instrument's a little different, but blowing.
Oh, yeah. No.
You can sing and phone it in and turn me up louder, but on trumpet, you got to really. You have to blow. You have to buzz your lips. It's
That's a lot.
And you're just hoot, hoot.
Oh, I never had no shit like that.
I know. I remember when I was telling Tony when we were talking about the trumpet and everything, because I had told you when I first found out that you were a trumpet player. I was I'm learning how to play trumpet. I was like I've been learning my, and I fucked up the saying. Yeah, he had to correct me. Well. Yeah, I was like I'm working on my amperature. And he was all, he was like, "Your embouchure." I was okay.
You're gonna be working that forever. Yeah, because the embouchure,
you're gonna be working that forever.
Yeah, I am.
Gotcha.
No. He is. No, for sure.
Yeah.
No, all of us. Like, it's not like, I got it.
Yeah.
I mean, it does. Like, but like now I'm not playing for at least 2 weeks. You lose. It's like you don't go to the gym for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like, you know how to lift the weight, but your muscles is like, nah.
Yep.
So it's just, it never ends. And trumpet is like that. It's like that and stand-up bass because you need calluses to play on the strings. You have to rip your fingers over a little bit and then they heal. And then you make this kind of like harder skin and you can play on that. But when you lose that callus, then you're fucked. It's like when you lift a bunch and you get the calluses on your fucking things, you know. But then you're cool when they come back. But if you don't lift, you know, it's a problem. So that's kind of, you know, the thing with the embouchure in particular, flute.
I was gonna say I love how it's different for every instrument because like, there's one for clarinet, obviously.
You know, but we have to buzz where you
I
don't.
know.
That's
Absolutely.
why
The reed does it for us.
Exactly, the reed is your lips almost, and our lips are the reed. So
That's a crazy way to think about it.
it really is. So it's like, yes, we both have corners and all that, but then we also have a second, like the inner embouchure,
Absolutely.
and that's the one that goes. And then if these go too, and it's just like. So I'm going to be screwed. I have some big gigs, not some big gigs coming up, but I have a New Year's gig, which I don't really care about. It's good money, but
I see you have Cervantes in January the 17th.
that's right. Those are two. Those are probably my first two. I am playing in Florida the week before for this new band that I'm kind of putting together, and it's like serious. I just, you know, I always show up. I'll get it together, but. I don't know after tonight.
And I know, and I was telling him too, is that our paths are going to cross again come March.
Oh, Vegas,
that's right.
Yeah,
March,
yeah.
in
We're gonna hang out. He's Mr. Dirty Heads over here.
Yeah.
He's famous.
I don't know about famous, but
Dude, we should try to go out to the Cervantes show if we can.
yeah, for sure. They have it's a Friday night at 8 p.m.
I'm doing
And
perfect
then
Friday
it's a
and Saturday.
and it's a Saturday at 7 p.m. at Cervantes.
I mean, 7 is it's probably doors at 7 or
yeah,
some shit, you know.
yeah. He's not starting at 7.
What kind of gig is this, bro?
Well, it's both sides. It's the other side and it's the main ballroom.
Yeah.
So you can. There's gonna be bands. There's gonna be like so many famous.
Yeah.
It's all New
Like-
Orleans. All the most famous New Orleans musicians are gonna be there. It's a
You
big deal.
recently just had a master class too.
I did. That's
saw
right.
that,
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah, it was like, was it last Tuesday?
The day before my
you're
fucking wisdom teeth. And yeah, it was cool. You know, I don't teach a lot anymore. I used to teach a lot privately. I was going to be a band director one day, but I decided against that, luckily. And just because it's so much work and there's many reasons, you know, but and yeah, so no, I did a master class because I feel like there are so many great trumpet players, and there's a great trumpet community here in Colorado. So many great trumpet teachers, so many great colleges. So there are a lot. I feel like they don't come out enough. I think the modern younger musician, they want to practice all day and they want to go to a jam session because there's no gigs anymore, and they want to work out what they're doing. But like when it comes to like come support my gig, like I don't see any of these fucking kids at my gigs. There's like so many colleges in Boulder, Fort Collins, Denver, Greeley. Like, no offense, y'all. Like when I was younger. And it was a great trumpet player. Not saying I'm great, but you know, I'm better than these young kids.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'd go see that dude. I'd go check out what they're doing, you know. And it's like no one wants to leave the house anymore, or they just want to go to their jam session, and all the college kids support each other. I don't know.
Man, this is like across everything.
Oh,
right
it is.
now.
It's really it's affected everything. I definitely had some people come out, and the people that were there were great, and it was awesome. But it was like 13 people, and I should have had at least like I think 20 to 40. You know, and like my other professional trumpet player friends should have been there, but like some of them were teaching, and I get it. I'm not going to give you shit, but I'm also like,
it's a community.
you knew about this. Like I'm only doing this once. Like you can't like sub out 2 of them and come check me out. Like I don't know. I just feel like there's not enough support. You know, I have a lot of fans that come check me out and support me, but I feel like the trumpet community isn't as much as I'd like. It's still great. I will not be like this sucks, you know, but I just feel like there should be a little bit more.
It's not reaching its potential.
Yeah, I really think so. For someone like me, I think I play pretty differently and I do a lot of different shit musically. I feel like you should be checking me out because like there's not that many people that do what I do. So, but everyone's got their own lives. Everyone's busy. I'm not judging people.
Since COVID, has that really affected a lot of stuff?
Yeah, because I loved COVID. You know, because I got to fucking stay in the house and not have to run around the world and
I bet,
take
yeah.
time. And if I wanted to work on things, there was some great elements about it. Let's be honest.
Yep.
But since people coming back, everyone's like, hell fucking yeah, here we go. And they were coming out and everyone's spending money and they're out seeing the shows. And then they're like, wait a minute, like now I'm just like everyone's drinking too much and they're doing too much and they're spending all their money. And they're like, okay, let me reel it in. And now people like it's fun to work on yourself. It's like, you know, since COVID, which was 3 years ago, the end of it.
Yeah.
And then it was 3 years. So like that's 5 or 6 years almost.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that people are like, people are growing up. If you were 30, now you're close to your 40s.
Right.
Yeah.
So now they're like, well, wait a minute. I don't want to be running out like 5 nights a week. So I feel like a lot of people really enjoyed working on themselves.
Kind of changed everything. For
Yeah,
people.
and now people want that. Like I do. Like I don't want to be out all the time. I want to go. I want to play a gig. I want to cook. I want to go home. I want to take it easy. I want to go see a little music. I want to go to a soccer game. I want to like have more well balanced.
Yeah, man.
People like want to go to the mountains and they want to ski and they want to hike. That's why we're in this state, not just to go all day just hanging out, you know, going to bars. So I feel that I think, you know, it had to happen. And this is a very healthy state, and I want people doing that. I want them to put themselves first. And there's just so much more competition, also because of pandemic. People are
in music, you mean?
In
or?
music
Yeah.
in particular, there's less. Like you're not making money off Spotify. You're not making money off Spotify and those streaming services, which sucks. And now Red Rocks opened up their schedule. It's like triple the amount of dates.
Yeah.
They have people.
It
They
used
have
to be
shit,
an exclusive thing.
a lot more exclusive.
Yeah.
And like, it's now in like February all the way to like. I don't know if there's a break.
I don't think so either.
It's like if you want to get on Red Rocks, here are the dates we have.
Because-
it's fucking Monday in March.
Because
and
there's one of our guests, DJ Cassidy. He's doing the winter Icelandic thing at Red Rocks now.
wow.
It's like a DJ thing at Red Rocks right now.
Yep.
It's like
Just constant.
There's a whole like thing about that, which is cool. But now there's that, and you have so many bands need to tour to make money now.
Yeah.
I understand that, and now Denver is just such a centrally located, easy routing place that. You know, now you have like the Mission Ballroom, you have Mission
Levitt
Walker,
Pavilion.
you have Levitt now is doing a lot more.
the Ford, the newly named Ford
yeah.
Amphitheater. Yeah.
Oh, where's that?
It's in the Springs.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
There's that. There's Bluebird. There's Ogden. There's the Fillmore. There's Cervantes. There are so many, 800 to 2,000 cap rooms, 3,000. That it's like you take 3,000 people out of your fan base.
Yeah.
You're not getting people to your show.
Yeah.
It's a lot more competition now, which is unfortunate. So that's kind of another thing that we're dealing with.
Are there places that you played where it feels more like a supportive community for musicians, where like you feel like there's just lots of support for up and coming acts and respect for veteran acts that have been doing
New
it?
Orleans is definitely that because it's a small thing. And a lot of the people will show up. Musicians show up. Townspeople show up. Then there are a lot of, there's so much, what do you call it? Tourism that comes with New Orleans. So many, there's always someone going to be there. It's pretty rare that no one's going to be at your show. Unless it's the summertime and it's hot and it's horrible because it is extremely
Humidity.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
You've never seen something like that. It's like Brazil or some shit. But no, Denver is extremely supportive. Denver is a lot of people that come out. There are a lot of musicians. Like, yeah, my shows are attended generally. I'm just playing too much, and I think I need to like slim things down and be a little more choicey in the things that I'm doing. But man, no, I have, we do well, and I think people are very supportive here. There's a lot of opportunity and places to play, and Colorado's great because you have so many famous towns: Colorado Springs, Telluride, fucking Vail, Boulder, Fort Collins.
Right.
There's so many places that have like
Glenwood
money and
Springs.
people in Colorado Springs. So many people that like they're there. They're not going to go up to Fort Collins for a show. They're going to stay there. So there are a lot of different insulated audiences.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep pouring.
Look at this guy.
Look at this guy. He's hooking you up over there, Pierce. Making sure you're
Bartender.
having a good time. How's the jaw doing? I gotta ask.
It's weird. I hope I like when a muscle like cracks or like does like a thing, like a
Yeah,
muscle
just
will-
tweaked it or
tweaked
something.
it, and it just like got really tight. I would love if that's the case.
Yeah.
But if I did have, I wouldn't be able to
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
really move
Yeah.
And
it.
it doesn't look like
Yeah.
it's swelling up or anything.
That's great too.
Yeah.
But I wonder, it's either like, is there, because in that back where I got the tooth removed, did I crack something? And if anything, it's a fracture. But I definitely should go to the dentist to get a dental X-ray. I'm going to get. I'm getting my 2-week post-op for the thing. But I don't. God forbid this is something else.
Yeah.
I'm not.
And it's probably okay, I would think.
I would think, but it's a weird feeling I haven't felt.
And
ever.
it's coincidental that you just have
and it was a loud crack. It was like, but I was using my front teeth to open the fucking wine thing. Not like I pressed too hard and I kind of twist, but then this other side popped. So it's not like that tooth cracked.
right.
So it's either a jaw or a muscle.
Yeah.
And but regardless,
It's not swollen.
It's not the dopest thing I've ever done.
You still,
In terms of what to dope,
That's an understatement just because of the dope shit you have.
and whatever, I'm built for this. I had a hip replacement in November. I had bicep reattachment surgery. And
that's what I commented on his story. I was like, this man's gonna be the fucking bionic man.
Benny over here. And then
Bionic Benny, yeah.
and then I fucking had my wisdom teeth. It's just like, I'm trying to set my 40s up, guys. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm fucked.
No, we definitely understand that. I mean,
100%.
when we had our 200th episode, we celebrated, right? We went to a brewery and did the episode. The week of, I tore my lat.
Well, you tore a lat.
Oh, it's not fun.
Yeah.
It is not fun. I felt like somebody was stabbing me in my lungs.
Because it's like rib vibes.
Yeah.
So you can breathe. You couldn't move. You couldn't do anything.
My watch thought I was having a heart attack.
Yeah.
Because of the way I was breathing. I was like, because I can only do short breaths.
I've also hurt my ribs multiple times.
Dude.
It's actually the worst.
Yeah. That's what I told Dollar. I was like, it is the worst non-blood injury I've ever had.
Yeah, it's one of the worst things you
Because
can
I've gotten a motorcycle accident.
Oh yeah.
I have road rash like crazy.
Yeah, that's got a sting.
That sucks in the shower. Yeah.
Yeah, but that kind of,
But yeah,
when you can't breathe correctly, and not just that, anytime
Sneezing?
you move. Oh, how
It's like an
about
atomic
playing
explosion.
trumpet?
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, playing trumpet. Yeah.
God.
Sneezing is like playing trumpet for a second.
So you played through like rib injuries?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I remember when I first heard it, I got a thing called pleurisy, which is when the lining of your lungs, you get like a bronchitis, and the lining of your lungs get inflamed with liquid.
No.
So your whole chest area, your whole thing, so you can't breathe in or out. So that was the first one, and then I did something else, and then I remember I was on a fucking foam roller about to play Central Park with Trombone Shorty. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be great. And I'm like, I've always had back issues, so I'm like trying to roll it out, and then I wake up in the next morning, I move, it goes, it's like, oh gosh, I think I fucked the rib up, and I literally couldn't. I barely could play. Just the most pain. I was in Tokyo once. I was like, yeah.
Oh no!
And just like, because I had like
You're pretty animated, yeah.
Well, I have one leg shorter than the other. I have a hip disease since I was a kid, where the one leg stopped growing a little bit. So then everything was off, and then I got scoliosis because of that. And now that a hip replacement, I'm even, but the body's still adjusting.
Yeah,
but
sure.
back in the day, I was in like a shoe lift on one side just to try to keep you even because of all the structural issues you can have. And I just remember, I think I was doing a lot of coke back then. And fucking Benny the Bump back then. Hey, correct. Key Rice. And I remember I was so fucked up. I missed my flight from Boston to Tokyo. Like, what a rate! Like all nighter. Just dehydrated, not dope, vegan, newly vegan. I was vegan for 5 years, but it's like,
Really?
which is a beautiful thing. But a cokey vegan,
Okay,
and I was eating right. I was eating a lot of raw as well then, and I just was not. And I was working out and swimming, and I was like this svelte and just fucking everything. It was awesome.
You were getting it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And I lifted my arm wrong in the middle of like after a solo. I'm like, yeah, thank you. And I felt the rib just move or crack. And I came down. I was like, oh God. And I had a whole nother set. And there's two Japanese dudes in the break fucking did Reiki on me. It was really one guy. Really nice. What a beautiful thing. It was
I studied Reiki just a little bit. Before.
yeah, my girl's into a teacher too. Not like he does it, but she's into it's like I'm really into qigong.
Yep. Yeah.
And
Love it.
I
Tai
do,
Chi.
yeah,
All those things.
it's a real thing, and it does matter. But yeah, that's a fun one. Crack a rib in Tokyo.
Isn't it crazy how it's like, and you were doing all those other things, and it's always like the smallest thing. The fucking shower. Fuck the shower, bro. I have tweaked every time I've tweaked my neck, maybe in my entire life.
Really?
It's in the shower. It's like I'm just turning. I'm just like grabbing something, and it's like, what? Fuck.
It's funny because
And then
it's
you're walking around.
because it's all fucking like a small compromised space. So you can't just turn like a normal person because you'll hit something. So you're actually really tense.
That's valid. That's 100% it.
Like
yeah.
literally because you're doing this and all of a sudden it's like you wouldn't turn like that
Yeah,
normally.
we're gonna build the shower bigger.
You should.
That's what we're gonna do.
You're turning in
We
the
got like
shower.
the separate bathtub.
I
and-
sit down in the shower. I'm not like a weirdo. Well,
I feel like this came up last episode. I think I know where you're going.
I sit down in the fucking shower after that. Well, I do a lot of business shower. I got my phone. I'm making calls. I'm doing emails. Which is not good for the water table. But because I got structural issues. Like
Sure.
it warms my bones up and allows me to start the day. So I'll take a shower and I'll sit down for a little bit, just enjoy myself and just sit. It's just like, Jesus Christ.
A hot shower is nice. That is
Fucking dudes in hot showers. It's not like that, but it's just it's like I take one and I'm almost 2 a day now sometimes. So because I like to get up, it wakes me up,
It's
and then at night,
man after my own heart. Over
Yeah, it
here.
is. Yeah.
But I also finish cold, of course, right?
100%, bro.
But she was so blessed with the cold Colorado water from the mountains.
Yes.
We're cold plungers.
Yeah, I got a cold plunge in the back.
Oh,
I love it.
I've done it twice. I really want to start.
So good
I
for
want to
you.
do it.
Yeah.
I want that, and I want the wood fired sauna.
Ooh. Yes, a sauna. That's
One of the
next
guests
thing.
that I'm trying to do, he's like one of he like promotes that kind of a deal.
What, a
The
sauna?
wood
Saunas?
The
Wood
wood
saunas?
saunas.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, bro.
And it's like one of those zip up things, so you can just have it in your fucking backyard.
Wait a minute. How do you have a zip up wood
Yeah,
fire?
that's what I'm wondering.
It's legit.
It's
What,
wood
the zipper
fired.
goes around the outside or something?
No,
You'll
it's-
burn the thing down.
No. It's amazing.
Send me the link.
It's basically like
me
it's
too.
basically it's basically like ice fishing, right? Mm-hmm. But they
No, I understand the zip up.
Yeah,
But where does the wood fire?
right in there. The wood stove is right in there with you.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what I'm seeing.
It's hard to get going, but once it's going,
Mm-hmm.
it's a different, deeper heat, right? It's like I did one. My sax player, Zoid, from the band Lettuce. He's got one up in Maine. He lives in Maine, in Portland. He's got a fucking wooden sauna with a real cast iron stove, bro.
Oh my god!
And he
yeah.
uses it, and then he's got a cold shower outside.
Oh, they can just like do the
Yeah, they're starting to do the studies now, showing going back and forth too.
Well, it's Japanese. The onsens.
Yep.
Right. Those where you do like they have like you have it's the
their spas are crazy.
what do
yeah.
you call it? What's the fucking natural spa in the
Hot
water?
springs.
Hot spring.
Yep.
Oh,
It's,
yeah,
it's
sure.
like generally they're around hot springs, and then they have cold plunge things as well. And it's like they're like male only or female only. You can't have tattoos because of the fucking whole
Yakuza.
yakuza.
yeah,
But there are some now that have that. But it's really interesting. Wow. Yeah.
yeah. There's so much shit we know now that we can do, especially as older guys. You know what I mean? Getting older and bodies starting to fucking take shit on you here and there.
Yeah. The education and the information out there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We've
there's
claimed
so
that
much
this is
of
the
it.
old man podcast a few times.
I love it.
Yeah, yeah. It is what it is.
for it.
Since this is the first time we ever had you
Yes.
on, we always ask our guests the desert island question. And this one, I told Pierce, I'm really excited to
Yeah.
hear this answer. I've never been as excited.
So here it is.
And there's no letting me down. Whatever it
Yeah.
is, I'm interested.
So here it is.
Yeah.
You're on a tropical island. You have everything you need to live a long, happy life. There's a way to play music, but on your crash landing,
Listen to music, right?
Yeah, listen to music. On your crash landing, only one album survived. What is that album?
It's tough. Tough one.
While you're thinking about it, we'll go ahead and tell you ours.
Yeah.
Dollar is
Bob Marley, Catch a Fire, 73. Yes. Oh, I love that.
and then
400
I
songs.
am Earth, Wind, and Fire, Gratitude, also 1973.
Wow. That is impressive. You just went up. You went up big points. Earth and Fire is one of the greatest
Yes.
gifts to humanity
Like
All time.
my parents grew up on it, and that's
See?
how I got it onto.
You're a Denver guy?
Yeah,
Where you from?
here in Denver. Here in
I know, I
Colorado.
fuck- where?
Montbello,
Montbello.
right down the street.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
No, that's not. It was.
Well, no, yeah, it's different. Earth, Wind, and Fire is the best, and that's the live record.
Yep.
If I recall, we actually do. Lettuce does Gratitude live. You do Yearning and Yearning.
That's my
Yearning,
parents'
Burning,
wedding
Yearning,
song
Yearning,
in
Learning.
September.
Oh,
Well, of course. That's
Yeah,
classic. Jeez. In one way, I'd like it to be like some George Jones country shit, but the fucking the Grand Tour, his breakup, divorce album. But I mean, just because I'm a jazz gentleman, and I love, I'd probably like it'd have to be a certain jazz record. It might be like like a Miles Davis, Birth of the Cool. Jesus, this is this is extreme.
Yeah.
This is the hardest question you can ask me. Charlie Parker with strings, maybe. It's it. So I gotta decide. Let's.
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with Miles Davis, Birth of the Cool.
Right. 100% first time
Yeah.
anybody said that.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Yeah. That is fucking dope.
Yeah.
And why that one? What about that?
Well, childhood, growing up, like, in high school, one of my first jazz records, I guess, and listening to it in your own, where you're the only guy in town that listens to jazz, and you're fucking coming home from school, you're smoking weed, it's like, everyone sucks, they don't understand me, I'm cool, I'm so hip, and just listening to the fucking Miles Davis, it's some deep shit, and that was early Miles Davis as well. He's still on heroin, I believe, and just a very
Some of the best damn music.
I mean, who's fucking doing onions upstairs? Your wife's up there doing onions?
My wife's actually out of town. I think it's my oldest
Kids
daughter,
kicking,
probably.
yeah.
She's over here home from high school, all drunk, you cooking onions?
No, she's so responsible. They actually took her and her big brother. They took the youngest one to her volleyball practice.
Oh, it's like
tonight.
cute stuff.
dinner, yeah.
Okay, that's
yeah.
nice.
So she's cooking dinner and stuff because mom's out of town.
I was gonna say, I love that.
Yeah. That's a keen sense. I love a keen sense of smell. I hadn't even picked up on it. I was just feeling all like,
I'm like,
homey.
I think they're doing tacos up there. I think they're doing some type of taco.
Yeah.
you
What
go.
did she say? She said what she was making tonight. I don't remember.
It's definitely some meat and onions right now.
It's funny because tacos is my favorite food.
I mean,
like,
it's-
of all
it's-
times.
it's
What's your
big.
favorite food?
I mean, you guys are being just
Rude.
really, yeah.
Rude over here.
You have to choose now, Benny. Now.
Yeah, showtime.
What about you, Pierce? I don't even
Yeah,
know if
help
I know
out,
this
help
about
out.
you. You're
How
married.
about me? What's my favorite food?
Yeah.
Pizza.
That's great.
Okay. What kind?
What kind?
Yeah. Any kind of pizza?
A New York style pizza, buddy.
Yes,
Jeez,
sir. Yes, sir.
A
Yes,
New
sir.
York style
It
pizza.
changed me. I never liked pizza much. I grew
You know
up with-
what? But recently, Detroit pizza has been knocking on the door.
Oh God, bro.
Yeah.
Have you ever had
it?
fucking
I
Blue
haven't.
Pan?
I want to.
Yeah,
I've heard
blue
of this.
pan.
Fuck you up. Original Little Caesars.
Yeah, exactly. When they were
no.
like the Bigfoot pizza. Remember back in the
I
day?
do,
Oh
I
my
do.
god, dude. Yeah.
Pizza's obviously just something else. Yeah. A real double smash burger. Like, it just does something to you. A real Peter Luger style dry aged steak. That is really something. What's one of my actual? Yeah, fucking al pastor tacos.
Yeah. Oh, God, yes.
Fucking, that's it. Yeah, I mean, let's just, Jesus. Tofu, mapo tofu. No, here we go. General Tso chicken.
There you go.
That's my man.
There we go. Like,
Okay.
really correctly American Chinese done.
Yes.
Like, really well done. That famous place, Peter's Chinese in fucking Denver. He opened up 1984, real Chinese cat.
Okay.
Doing a real American Chinese.
So-
Chinese American.
So when I've been to China,
Hey.
and we went to China. I was eating Chinese food, and I had taken a picture, and I was like, "Real Chinese food, y'all." I took a picture, and my buddy
course you
Patty
did.
had commented on it, and had me dying. He goes, I think they just call it food out there, bro.
That's right. I forgot.
I was like, ah, shit.
That's solid.
Yeah. All right. You're
pretty
right.
solid.
That's fair.
Hey, Pierce, we do have about 15 minutes. You want to try and squeeze in a little bit of
A little bit of
those?
those
What up
fun
with these fun facts?
Yeah.
How about the fun facts this week?
So today,
Some trumpet ones.
I always try to do kind of a little bit of everything, right? Today is National Alabama Day, the state of Alabama.
Yeah.
It's also National Monkey Day.
It's
And then I put
wild
some
to me
music
how
stuff
every
in there.
day is like 7.
Yeah, there's a
different-
national day for something.
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's one that brought up to you, Dollar?
Well, we'll start with trumpet, right? The trumpet is one of the oldest musical instruments dating back to at least 1500 BC. I did not know that. I didn't know it was that old. I knew it was old. I didn't know it was that old.
Old AF.
I didn't know that.
Let's see here. The again, monkeys, right? Not all primates are monkeys. One big difference between monkeys and other primates is the tail. Most monkeys have tails, while apes and other primates do not. Apes also tend to be larger than monkeys, and thanks to their larger brains, are a little bit more intelligent.
Yeah, that's right up my alley. You have no idea, Pierce. I was an anthropology major at one
Yeah.
point, took primatology classes. I was like really into that shit.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, and it was like, but that was the thing. That was like, I was snobby about it.
Yeah.
It's not a monkey. That's an
Not a
ape.
monkey.
Yeah,
People are
let's get it right, folks.
Don't be that guy.
What about you, Benny? What do you see?
What am I looking on for this?
Yeah.
You know, deep sleep rewires the brain and helps relieve anxiety. That's
How much sleep you get a night, Benny?
Yeah, that's a big.
Last night, I'm a generally I go to bed with my girlfriend.
Okay.
Very nice to go to bed with your partner.
Yes.
100%.
And like 11:30, and I try to wake up at I try to a nice solid 8. I am a 7er, to be honest.
Okay.
But like this after this fucking teeth thing, sleep has been tough. Last night I barely slept. I was up so many times, and it's
And
gonna.
you feel it throughout the day.
And it's I mean I'm okay. I have great adrenaline. Musicians can just keep it up, keep being tired, or we're used to it. You have to be able to just be like, here we go.
Yeah.
But man, fucking, I don't know, after this jaw thing, I think I'm going to bed. What else we got?
Alabama was the first state to make Christmas a holiday. And that was back
I
in
love that for
1836.
them.
1836. That's wild.
1836?
Yeah.
Okay. That feeling that you've experienced, the feeling we all know deja vu.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was one for dreaming. That feeling that you've experienced it in a dream, deja. I don't know how to say. I'm going to try. Reve.
Rev.
There you go.
Rev.
The
Okay, there
world
we go.
traveler.
French.
Yeah, it makes sense. New Orleans, right?
That's right. What else we got over here? We got a backside too.
I know.
I do 50.
We have
There's
talked
50
about
of
this
them.
every week. It's like a thing. I'm like, dude, do like 7.
Here we go. Rap rage, a heightened level of anger and frustration resulting from the inability to open packaging.
Fucking highlighted that one. I 100% have experienced that many times.
Right?
Oh, gosh.
You're just like, how much fucking tape do they put on this thing?
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah,
Oh my
why?
god.
yeah.
Why?
That's why I always carry a blade, because I'm going to cut that shit open.
Oh, is that why you always
Yeah.
carry a plate? I always thought it was okay.
Here we go. We're talking about New Orleans, right? But did you know that the oldest Mardi Gras celebration took place in Alabama? Mobile, Alabama.
Mobile, yep.
Really?
I actually learned that also from, that's where I got this from, is from the Great Food Truck Race. I watched that on Food Network.
Yeah,
yeah,
They
yeah.
talked about
Yeah.
that they were the first and they're the largest as well.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Look at this one. If it takes you less than 5 minutes to fall asleep at night, you're sleep deprived. Ideally, falling asleep should be 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I know. We talk about sleep a lot, bro. I'm obsessed with it. I have an Aura ring. Here's the truth, dude. I stopped wearing it the last couple of weeks because I've been super busy, and it just fucking depresses
you
me.
out. Yeah.
I wake up and look at it. And it's like, yeah, I slept like shit again. Didn't get enough sleep. Didn't sleep good. It
stresses you out, dog.
day after day, and it's red. They have like a red and green system, so you know you're fucking up. I took it off. I'm like, I'm busy. I'm not getting enough sleep right now. I know it. I'm gonna work on it. But we laugh because I fall asleep, dude.
That's a good point. I never thought about that.
There we
Fall
go.
asleep in 1 minute, bro.
The trumpet holds a central place in the world of jazz.
Just looking at that.
Legendary artists like Louis Armstrong, Miles Davis, Dizzy Gillespie, and what was that?
Wynton Marsalis.
Marsalis significantly influenced the development of jazz and are known for their trumpet mastery. Within the jazz, the trumpet serves as the primary voice, able to express emotions through improvisations.
That's it. That's beautiful.
I would say that because, like I said, that song that I like of yours.
See?
That first cut, like
I knew, trumpet, the sound, Gabriel, the sound of an angel.
Yeah. I'm super into reggae, and there's this band I listen to, Corella. I think they're out of New Zealand, and they have this song called Blue-Eyed Maori.
Okay.
Whoa.
And yeah, but there is a fucking trumpet solo in that song to die for. It's so good because they got 2 great verses, 2 hooks, and then they just let him go.
Well, and I think that's the reason why I am a big fan of, like, since high school, I've always loved ska because I like horns.
Yeah.
I like horns.
Well, that was big back in the 90s.
Real Big Fish is one of my
course.
favoriteest ever. Like, I've yet to see a Real Big Fish live.
Everyone wanted me to play reggae and ska. Well, ska.
Yeah.
Like real reggae. I mean, I played recently with the Marley Brothers at Red Rocks, and I did a couple different shows with them. But fucking Ziggy and Steven, and playing with the band that played with his father.
Oh.
And like you're playing with some of the most famous reggae musicians of all time, and to play, get up, stand up with the guy that was on bass or something like that. Not really, but like guys that were on some of these recordings is epically beautiful. And I want to do reggae justice. So I don't like, I'm not, so ska early on, it was like, dude, ska, like you're a trumpet player, play ska. I'm like, I just find it beneath me because it's just.
Or swing. Probably people ask
Or
me
like
to do
old
swing.
school swing revival that was big in the 90s. I feel like it's just so beneath me. It's just like one.
Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, all that
it's
stuff.
like so blue to riot. Oh my God, I love it. It's like so jive.
Yeah.
I'm like, I get it, boys. It's cool, but like, I think I am destined for more than just like, it's like a march. It's a very, it's very a European. It doo-wop and reggae. I love what it is, and Scatolites. It's some real shit, but like, I just don't want to be one of those dudes doing that. It just felt like it was not enough for me then.
That completely makes sense, dude.
It's dope music, but it's just not my thing.
Yeah.
How about this? The various types of trumpets.
Oh wow!
Such as the B-flat trumpet, which is the most common type, the C trumpet, which is favored in American orchestral playing, the piccolo trumpet, which is excellent choice for higher pitches, and the flugelhorn, known for its mellower tones. BB trumpets are prevalent in classical jazz and popular music. What do you play, Benny?
What's BB? B flat.
B flat. My bad. Okay. I'm not a musician, you guys.
Oh, did you say BB? I didn't even catch that.
I was like, oh shit, that's what's up. Yeah. I'm about to beeline it for a fucking
a BB.
Get me one of those B.
What do you play, Benny?
B flat.
B flat is what we all generally. That's what all trumpet players play.
Okay.
In classical, they play C. Piccolo trumpet. That's like what's that? Penny Lane. It's that very like fanfare classical high pitched trumpet. That's what a piccolo trumpet is. But B flat, that's what everyone plays.
Okay. What about a bugle? What is a
bugle? Is the original trumpet.
Okay.
They're like bigger and a little bit wider, right? Or
they are, but there's no valves on a bugle.
Yeah, it's just straight up playing.
It's all embouchure.
It's all airspeed, airstream. How fast and slow your air is makes pitch. So if it's lower, it's slower air, and if it's higher, it's faster air. So that's what a bugle is. And I played bugle. It's it's only in one key, so you have to have bugles in different keys. That's old school.
Oh, that's
you're saying like one of the first trumpet was essentially a herald trumpet. What's it say? It's over here somewhere. It's let's see. The modern trumpet has 3 valves, designed in the 19th century, marked a transformative moment in the evolution of brass instrument. Each valve introduces a unique length of tubing, altering the pitch. So that's instead of having like bugles in different keys. Now, if I have a bugle in B flat, but if I press the valve, that makes it now in like A flat. And if I add this valve, now I can play in A. And now if I do 1 and 2, I can play in G. So each valve adds a whole like another key. Essentially, it's complex. Yeah.
It's so different than clarinet. Clarinet's like
you have a key
contraption.
You have a key for every an actual key for every note.
Yeah.
In different octaves as well. Well, we have just 3 buttons that we have to do combinations of and use airspeed
That's wild.
Yeah, bro.
I can't even get my head around that.
Yeah, it sucks.
Do you think you can hold your?
It sucks. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's a
Do you think you can hold your breath for this one? The longest officially released song is the Rise and Fall of Bossa Nova, which is 13 hours, 23 minutes, and 32 seconds long.
I mean, I held my breath for 12 hours once, so I think I could do it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I definitely can't do that. That's fucking kind of weird. What?
Yeah, that is kind of weird. I was like the whole time.
It's like, God damn, what is this? I
I
hope there's no encore.
Is it like they do the same thing over and over for 13 hours, or it's like I want to listen to it, but not that bad.
You don't have that much time.
I have not listened to 13 straight hours. That's ridiculous.
Here's this one. The average person spends about 3 hours a day engaging in unnecessary activities, which is false because I work for like 8 hours a day.
What's unnecessary? What's unnecessary? You know?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Fucking, scrolling, talking to
scrolling.
talking to your partner.
You know what's interesting?
Thank you.
What's interesting thinking about you and your path in life, dude, is like, it's something for me is like, I had kids when I was 26 and I wasn't ready, bro. I was working graveyards at a gas station, playing music, just fucking around. And I had to figure life out quick. And so as a result, I ended up doing jobs that I hated for a very long time, which makes me super excited. When I was doing music, it was exciting to do that. And teaching to me is really fucking exciting to actually like what I do. Did you have experiences like that? Or did you pretty much just always just kind of do
I had normal
what you
jobs
love?
when I was younger.
Sure.
In high school and shit. And then when I went to college for a little bit and then I quit and came back and worked as like a busboy in a sandwich shop. And
What were you wanting to go to school for?
music. I already went to school for music, but I was like, I'm failing out. I'm gigging too much. I'm not like focused on schoolwork. So I'm like, fuck that. I'm like, I want to gig. Like I don't need it. I don't want to teach. I don't need a degree. So that's kind of what it was. And then but no, that's kind of why I started my own wine company, because it's like I don't want to. Physical trumpet is so physical, and to be at the level that I want to be at, or was at, or whatever. It's just like it's not easy, and that's why I was like, let me try something. Let me try a normal job, and I started a wine company.
So what is this wine company now?
Yeah. I want to hear a little bit about this. How did you get into that, too?
Travel the world, drink a lot of booze, and I'm like, well, I love wine. I like the way it makes you feel. It's a different drunk than like vodka shots. Yep. And I was really into organic, natural wines that are made with less sulfur or zero sulfur, organic farming. There's so much shit in wine. It's unbelievable. It's one of the worst things you can drink for you. It's like so manipulated and manufactured. So I decided on trying to be a distributor. So I bring in wines from all over the world and parts of, California, wherever, to Colorado, and I sell them to restaurants, bars, music venues, only in Colorado. That's how the state, that's how laws work.
Yeah.
I'm a distributor, and I sell really cool wines to a lot of Michelin star and James Beard like restaurants. And I have, a small team, but it's been quite a thing. But I just, I took my passion of drinking wines, and I'm really good at meeting people, and I love eating out and being a socialite in that sense. And I was like, well, the state is a little behind when it comes to this style of wine.
Yeah.
Not saying there's nothing good here to drink and stuff, but I just know a lot of stuff. I was in I'm in France last week, and I was seeing what they're drinking. I know it's only in New York and Philly, so it's not in Colorado, so I could be like, hey guys, I got this new fucking French Pinot that you don't know about. That's fucking dope. Check this out. And so I felt like I was very, I'm ahead of the trends a little bit because of that. Now things are a little different. People get out there. Internet's a little more Instagram, and things are a little more well known. But yeah, I felt like I was early on that tip. And it's a very saturated scene here. Aspen Food and Wine. There's so much shit here, but I felt like that's kind of what I do like all day, to be fully honest. I'm not
That's what I was going to... Okay, so that's where I wanted to go. We're down the last couple of minutes, but I did want to ask you, you do so much shit, man, and you're so busy. Yeah. How do you find balance? You seem like a really chilled out dude, and I don't think that... Most people I know that do too much, right here, not so chilled out a lot of times. How do you find that like balance in your life to be able to do so many things but still have that downtime and recovery and fun stuff?
You know, I feel like with music and trumpet in particular, I've found my voice and I've carved something out in the last decade and change. Hey, what's up, Mike and Tony? Let's go.
Yeah, keep going, buddy. We can we do whatever the fuck we want. So we move.
You know, I think the bottom line is that like you have to find something you love, get good at it, learn all about it, and then that will chill you out. Because you now have the confidence of knowing that I'm doing something great and I have my own lane. Then you can start adding in other things. And then that becomes part of the whole picture. But only until you really start to feel like you master something before you start doing a bunch of other shit. Then you're just going to be spread and you're not going to be happy and you're going to be, you're just, the jack of all, king of none is cool. But sometimes it is great to be just try to do it, and I feel like I got there with music. It's not like I'm done with it at all. A lot more to be done, and now I'm doing that with wine, and now I'm trying to do that with my body, and I just feel like it's just like if we don't do it now, when are we going to do it?
Fuck yeah. That is sage advice. That is some of the most fire answer I've ever heard to that question.
Thank you.
Find your lane, get yourself established, and then you can slowly.
And it might take you for a long
things.
time, but then you're going to be killing in that lane.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, why is this other lane why is this grass greener shit? I get that, but it's like all of us now, we're all trying to do so much, and then we're just like stressed because this doesn't work out, and then this, and it's like, well, who am I? What am I? And then you're like, well, I'm a good father, great, but it's like, well, I'm not good at it, you know. And also, I'm in my Buddhist, because I'm a Buddhist now, but I'm always
Really? How are we just getting to this?
sorry, guys. If I didn't crack my jaw earlier, I probably got it. I study Japanese Buddhism, Nichiren Buddhism, the SGI here in Denver. I'm a member. And I just feel like everything sucks and everything is dope. And that's just the way it is. Like if I crack my jaw and I can't play for a fucking year and I lose money, that's going to suck. But I was killing before, and I had a great time. And I'm not saying I'm not going to be killing when later. And that's just the way it's got to be. My parents are still alive. I'm very lucky. They're going to die one day, and that's going to suck. Yeah. And that's just, everything sucks always. But then when shit is dope, that's also great. Yeah. So if you live like this, then you're not affected either way. When things are dope, you're like, that's great. And when things suck, you're like, yeah, of course.
It's coming. We know it's part of life.
You can't have light without dark. You can't have rain without sunshine. It's literally every single day these lessons keep coming at you. So you have to find a way to be like, it's all good. Just live that everything sucks. So when something dope happens, it's fucking great. How's that?
Just quote after quote.
See?
There you go, Don.
This has been amazing. You have to come back. I
love hanging.
I'm so
great.
fucking sorry. When you come back, I will have
the greatest wine opener of all time.
Of all time. We'll have beautiful glasses. They'll be ready. You'll ask, and I'll just grab them. It'll take like 12 seconds.
No, they'll be here.
Yeah,
they'll be right here ready for you.
That's it. Don't worry about it. This is great. 100%. I love it.
This is amazing.
Had a great time. You guys are great.
Thank you. It's Eric Benny Bloom. Check him out on Spotify. He just had an EP release this year.
That's right.
But yeah, Grammy Award winner. We didn't even peek on that, but look him up. Check him out.
I'll see you at the Rapids game.
Yeah, check him out at the Rapids game. Check him out at some shows. Like you said, Cervantes coming up here the 17th and 18th. Check him out. Me and Dollar are going to go.
Fuck yeah.
So you can see us there too.
Let's do it.
And with that, Dollar, it is a wrap.
Cheers.